We were not playing against Tony Kukoc. We were playing against Jerry Krause in a Croatian uniform.
Portland and Chicago. It was almost inevitable. For the Bulls, there are great expectations of a different kind. This team has its championship. Now, it seeks its place in history.
All right, Mike, this is a series that features two of the NBA's premier players, Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler.
Two superstars, the Jordan-Drexler matchup.
Michael never played with a player that would get double teamed. So you had to carry that offensive load for not just a season, an entire career, and then on the other end be first team all defensive play.
By Jordan.
There's no one gonna ever.
Something was given to us by the notoriety, by the media, by the fans, that superstar, and we have to protect it because everybody's coming in trying to get it.
Superstars love this situation. It's built up to be Jordan versus Drexler. Michael Jordan said, okay, come on, you're in my building.
In commenting about the comparisons with Clyde Drexler, someone said, how about three-point shooting? Jordan made the point, well, I have not chosen to shoot three-point shots. As if to say, what if I wanted to go that route? Well, he has chosen to look for the three here in the first quarter. It's unusual to see Michael bombing away. That's his third three-point attempt.
Jordan made only 27 the entire regular season.
Jordan, the three! Well, Michael has gone to a new weapon. That's his fourth three-point field goal. That is an NBA Finals record. 5 three-pointers in a half. Drexler for three, air ball.
The greatest competitor, the scariest competitor I've ever watched in any sport.
You see that look? Michael indicating he can't believe it. The Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season.
Considering the relative youth of their nucleus, they could be in position to extend towards a dynasty.
He is not of this world. And there was an otherworldly aspect to Michael Jordan that he did things that nobody else could do.
For more than half a century, the U.S. was so dominant in basketball that its collegiate players were all that was needed to win the gold.
And here's the thrusting for the USSR. They win it 82-76.
We need to get those subscribers up, right, Scotty? So please click and subscribe and share.
That is
Thanks from Retro
really
2.
unfair.
Loss after loss for U.S. basketball at these tournaments. And what was once a golden tradition has paled into something less brilliant.
Just moments ago, the Dream Team boarded the bus outside their home.
So Barkley, Jordan, Larry Bird, Pippen, and Patrick Ewing all played in the East.
Wow.
And then we had the West guys, myself, David Robinson, Malone, Mullen, Drexler, and John Stockton.
They're going to play the first game. They're going to win by 60.
There's nothing like that ever. And even in that, with all these guys being tremendous competitors, I have to say Michael was probably the most competitive in that whole group.
A 6'6" guard, Michael Jordan.
Guy on the bench is taking pictures.
What may well be the best basketball team ever assembled.
Spotlight, with the focus on their matchup with one of Europe's best players, Tony Kukoc.
Major storyline that carries into this game involves Tony Kukoc, second-round pick of the Chicago Bulls back in 1989. The Bulls made a strong push to sign him last season.
At that time, general managers in the league were trying to come up with gems, make their discoveries overseas. And Krause thought this guy could play in the NBA.
Krause was recruiting this guy and talking how great he was. That's like a father who has all his kids and now he sees another kid that he loves more than he loves his own. So we were not playing against Tony Kukoc. We were playing against Jerry Krause in a Croatian uniform.
They was debating who was going to guard him. No, I got it. No, I got it.
I'm looking at Michael and Scottie, and they're ready for, blood. Man.
We knew the world was going to be watching. We knew everyone wanted to see what Tony Kukoc was like, and we were going to give him the worst experience he ever had on the basketball court. Tony definitely wasn't getting a shot up, and he wasn't going to score.
Kukoc, nothing for 4, and he's contributed nothing.
We wanted to go guard him on the bench.
Kukoc on the offensive foul, and the pressure continues.
Kukoc, stolen by Jordan. He reads it better than anyone. Slammed up.
Them dudes were all over him.
Kukoc, here's a 3-on-2. Pippen.
I had questions from my teammates during the game, like, what is going on? Do you not see that they're really trying to get you off the court? And I'm like, so what? I guess that's how NBA game is played.
Curtinitis, but Mullen reads him so well, and watch out. So suddenly the lead stretches to 15. Oh!
Prior to the U.S. beating these teams by 60 points, they pose at midcourt.
Never before and never again will there be such a team.
Yes, look at these numbers. 31 straight points at one stretch, 46-1 run by the United States.
It gave birth to international stars who had nothing to do with those games in '92, but who took so much from it.
A kid named LeBradford Smith used to play with the Bullets, Wizards. He had 38 points on MJ. And we had to play him the next night. MJ didn't talk to anybody, walking off the court, and everybody was saying, oh, this is the next MJ. And he had scored those many points on MJ. The next game we played them in their in their arena, MJ had 40 at halftime. 40. And you never heard of LeBradford Smith again.
Ahead to Scottie. Throws it back to Michael. Bottom one hand. Off the board.
Being held by Bruce Alexander. You have a delay of game. Now, if you step over, I'm going to have to call it.
Rodman will defend on the inbounds. Pippen will toss in. BJ Armstrong is on the floor for the Bulls. The inbounds a card right to Jordan.
Not coming down. Michael for three. Yes! A winner! Unbelievable!
The Chicago Bulls last night to even up their playoff series, one game apiece, and somehow the Knicks managed to contain Michael Jordan to just 15 points.
Jordan upset because he was quick. Looked like he got scratched by Stockton. And he was very upset about it. And they continue on. Jordan wanted to go at him. And they're trying to calm Stockton.
We just fell apart.
I think you're going home this way.
Do we have a choice?
Can you recover?
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
football field.
Yeah. In the 90s, in control, you get chucked with a forearm.
All that running through the paint.
Oh, did he show the rookie something, Jimmy? Michael Jordan finding it home.
He duplicated what he did on the offensive end on the defensive end.
And then you couple that with all of that athleticism, then his confidence skyrockets.
By Rivers, and now Jordan with some words.
How nasty a trash talker was Michael.
With MJ, nothing was off limits. Your mom, your
wife, your kids.
your brother, your dog, you name it.
Jordan with the steal. And then it's stolen by Starks. McDaniel chased by Jordan. It's a clean block. Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game. And it is Chicago going on to the NBA Finals.
No, I'm fucking aggressive. He's like, I can see he's talking to Horace and Scottie. He's like, y'all got to slow that motherfucker down. Because Horace, to me, was one of the more underrated players. Him and Scottie, man, when they doubled me, I couldn't see shit. They were so long and athletic, I couldn't see shit. But I still, I finished with like 48, 49, somewhere in there, 26, something like that. But Michael fucking had like 55. Ooh. That motherfucker would not let me win that game. And I remember, I remember going home. When I got home, my daughter was upset. And I said, I had told her before, I said, ain't nobody in the world better at basketball than your dad. And we're gonna win this fucking series. When I got home, she was crying. I said, Dad, I thought you told me y'all were gonna win. I said, Christiana, I ain't never said this before. I think there's somebody better at basketball than me.
The monoliths of the NBA.
Chicago Bulls have 3 straight NBA championships.
I think we've gone through a lot. Me personally, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but to cap it off this way means a lot to me, believe me.
I hate to make you look ahead, but you've talked about retirement in a year or two. Could you step aside if the streak is still intact?
No, my love is strong for this game right now, and that's how I'm looking at it, and I'm going to be here as long as my love is strong.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, victim of an apparent murder.
What is still unclear and will be for some time is what effect this tragedy will have on Michael Jordan and his future with the Chicago Bulls.
In a matter of moments, Michael Jordan is expected to officially announce his retirement.
A very bittersweet day. It's a certain sadness because the greatest athlete to ever play a team sport is leaving the game.
Michael took his shot at baseball, playing for the Chicago White Sox. Although it didn't work out too well, it was somewhat of a time to relax his mind and take time off after the passing of his father, winning 3 rings in a row.
Jordan, if he had retired, wouldn't he have gone to 8 straight NBA Finals? One could argue that.
Yeah, of course. We all believe that.
35 seconds away from the next dethroning.
In '94, the Houston Rockets won their first title. The first pick of the draft, who Michael highly respected, got his ring. When Olajuwon got Clyde Drexler the next season and was looking for a repeat, Michael was considering a return to the league.
I think the NBA without Michael Jordan is in deep trouble.
Just being given an opportunity is something that I can feel very privileged about. I mean, the White Sox gave me an opportunity just to go out there and see what type of skills I have. And
would you like to see him come back?
Yes, I would. I think that he would be a good addition to this game.
Stay tuned for Chapter 4, The GOAT, Jordan's Return, Rings 4 through 6, The Flu Game, the 72-10 season, and interviews with teammates and Phil Jackson.
He's on our side. But you went into every practice like,
I better not get on his bad side, you know. And so it was an interesting combination. He raised the level of every practice.
Please subscribe if you haven't so we can build up, get suggestions, and entertain more. Stay tuned.